So while some business titans are unequivocal about the need for corporate tax cuts, others are less so. Andrew Bassat, co-founder and CEO of billion-dollar company Seek, believes other things could spur investment. Mr Bassat unveiled a 21% jump in half-year profit to $102 million and upgraded full-year guidance today. He joined me from Melbourne. Andrew Bassat, Australia-New Zealand continues to be the standout part of your business. How strong has the pickup in job ads in Australia been during the period?
We're delighted with the performance over the last few years of Australia and New Zealand, and some of this has come from the fact the economy has been very strong and unemployment has been coming down. But we think the bigger part of the story for our business has been really good investments that we've made over the last 5-6 years to deepen our relationships with job seekers and hirers and provide a broader range of services is the biggest part of the story in terms of the performance of ANZ, which is very pleasing.
You have stakes in several early stage companies which you've said you may acquire outright. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, look, our pattern has been we tend to start with minority investments. We get comfortable with the team, they get comfortable with us. We get a sense of whether they're going to achieve the goals we hope they achieve. And then typically, if everyone's happy, we then move towards, not in all cases, but in some cases where it makes sense for the founders, we then move towards control and eventually outright ownership. But it's not a given. It's only that makes sense to us and makes sense to the partners. So in some cases we've done that, in some cases we have not.
Where are the startups that you're looking for, Australia or elsewhere?
Oh, look, there's been a mix so far. So quite a lot of them have been in Australia. It's been really tremendous to invest with some teams in Australia, some in Melbourne, some in Sydney, some in Brisbane and around the country. Doing really smart things in the human capital management space. So I think about half of them, if not a little bit more, in Australia so far. And the rest is sort of spread through the rest of the globe. So it's been a mix, but about half or a bit more in Australia.
You're pushing into online education. You've got a partnership with Western Sydney University. Are there others to come in that partnership?
We've had a tremendous success to date. Our relationship with Swinburne's gone very, very well. We've signed up the University of Western Sydney within the umbrella of that relationship. And absolutely, we think there's more room for further partnerships in Australia as well as offshore down that path.
More broadly, on the business front, you're off with the business delegation to the US with the Prime Minister. Would you prefer a corporate tax cut or a stronger government balance sheet?
Oh, look, it's a good question. I actually haven't commented a lot on this, but I don't see myself as an expert. And I can understand the arguments to some extent for a corporate tax cut around remaining competitive with the rest of the world and not having a higher corporate tax rate than the rest of the world. Equally, there may be better ways to stimulate investment, more direct ways to stimulate investment, which is, I think, the important rationale for a tax cut. And equally, I think it is important that we maintain a strong balance sheet. So somebody smarter than me can figure out the best way to balance those three.
Seek is known for reinvesting for growth. What would help you?
We invest anyway, so we invest whatever the tax rate and we invest without government incentives to invest. I think it's a tough world for a lot of companies because you've got shareholders that tend not to support that investment, shareholders that are very short term. You've got risk-averse environment, sometimes within boards and so on. So I think, I'm not sure tax cuts alone will answer that. I think we just perhaps need a greater recognition in this country that investment is the only way forward. Investment is the only way we're going to ensure growth in this country. And for many companies, the only way they're going to ensure survival in a disruptive age is they invest aggressively to be much better tomorrow than they are today in everything they do. So I do think investment's important, but I think it's a multifaceted problem that's not easy to solve.
You have a unique view of the economy. What do you see as the outlook?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. What we're seeing in terms of both the numbers that we've demonstrated, but also our forward indicators. The economy is pretty positive. Unemployment's going down. Business confidence, which we see as a lead indicator, is pretty strong. Now, of course, I think that Australian confidence does depend on the rest of the world. Who knows what's happening there? But for now, the Australian business environment is actually very, very good. I hope that continues for some time, obviously.
Andrew